Prize Picks. So you can see first taco is already up. Jason's Tatum's points. For this video, I'm gonna do 5 solid picks for college basketball. If you guys do need a pair for that taco one, I did have my video out earlier. I only did a pair for the taco one. Not sure what I'm gonna do with taco 2 and taco 3. If I'm gonna do a pair or a 5-man. But for college basketball, I was able to find 5 solid picks between the Duke and the Maryland game. So let's get started on this one. And my first one will be Kyle Filipowski, Duke center. For him, there's several props. His rebounds and his PRA are good options, but I'm going to be taking his fantasy score at 38.5. Should be a competitive game against Hofstra. They're both 6-3, but I'm going to take his fantasy score over. He has a ceiling of 50. He's been averaging his past 6 games a little over 40. So hopefully he does get this. If he goes over 10 rebounds, he should easily catch that fantasy score, as he does average about 20 points a game. So I'll be taking his fantasy score. Next Duke player I am taking is Jeremy Roach, Duke's leading guard, and for him I'll be taking his points at 14.5. Averages about 18 to 20. So I'll be taking the 14.5. His fantasy score is decent at 25.5, but he relies too much more on his points. He doesn't dish out the ball very much, or he doesn't rebound, so that's why I kind of stayed away from his fantasy score at 25.5, even though that's probably my second option. The reason I pick his points, he does shoot a lot of threes, so should help his points value. When I look at his past 5, you can see he's been trending up. So he's been averaging close to 20 points his past 7 games. He did have that stinker at that 4 points. But he should easily go over 15 against Hofstra if it stays competitive throughout. And my next 3 will be Maryland players. The reason I'm picking 3 Maryland players, I'm thinking they're going to pad stat, which I think it's going to be a blowout against Alcorn State. Alcorn State has like 1 win in the past 10 matchups. So the first one that comes to mind is Julian Reese. And for him, I'll be taking his fantasy, 36.5. Maryland's top forward against Alcorn. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to have somewhere in the 50 range, where he had 58.9. So I think he's going to shatter this mark. This is probably my top pick for this slate. I'll be taking the more on that. Next one is Deshun Harris. And for him, I'm going to take his rebounds. He's been averaging about 7 rebounds a game in his past 6 matchups. He doesn't grab that many points. He's mostly for defensive purposes. So I'll be taking his rebounds, especially since he has a favorable matchup against Alcorn State. So I'll be taking the more on that. And my last Maryland player that I'll be taking is none other than Jamir Young, who had an explosive game. Last game, he had 20, almost 30 points against Alcorn State. He should probably have more than that, but he's probably going to regress just a little bit. But if it is a blowout, I think he's going to go off on points, so which is a big reason why I'll be taking his points. Fantasy score relies too much on points, but it is also a good option. I almost took this, but I think he's going to go off on points. He's been shooting the ball very well lately. So at 18.5, I think this is going to get bumped to 19.5. So I'll be taking his points. His fantasy score is a great option, other option as well, if you guys wish to take it. He does shoot a lot of threes. But those are the 5 I'll be going with. My top 2 favorites will probably be Jeremy Roach and Julian Reese, followed by Jamir Young. But those are the 5 I'll be going. I'm gonna go lightly on it, so tell lightly. Kyle Filipowski over fantasy, Jeremy Roach over points, Julian Reese over fantasy, Deshun Harris Smith over rebounds, and Jamir Young over points. So mix and match, pick your favorite. I don't suggest you pair it with any of the tacos. Save that for the NBA. But this is a nice little slip on the side for college basketball if you guys wish to tell. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I do have 2 more videos coming out today. It's a busy Tuesday with Taco Tuesday. And I'll see you guys in the next one.